about a big round of applause for me, Dave, there? Okay, Enoch The Great's my name. Not my real name, that's my comedy name. Kind of came at me from the first time I went on to a Zoom show, and the host comic is looking at the screen and he sees his name there. Well, my computer was named Enoch. And so he kind of, what's this guy's deal? Hey, what are you about, man? Enoch, tell us about yourself. And it caught me off guard, and I thought, okay, a comedy show. Enoch sounded good, and it's kind of an uncommon name. Maybe we should give you a little history of that. Does anyone here have a friend named Enoch? No, okay. Well, you may not know this, but Enoch goes back to the very earliest times of humanity, back when the Earth, according to some people, it started 6,000 years ago. Well, that's just when recorded history was. That's when someone finally gave a name to something. And so Enoch was the only human being to ever go to heaven without dying. And this is a true story. Enoch is a biblical character. He actually had, there's 3 books of Enoch, and a book that Enoch wrote about the giants of Enoch. Anyway, all of these books have been thrown out by various different religions, and probably with good cause. God, when he had Enoch up there in heaven, the first thing he thought is, let me see, this guy is alive, he's going to have to eat. This is eternity. We're going to have, more people up here eventually, and they're going to want so much fucking food that the only thing for me to do is I better kill everybody before they get here. So we can thank God for that. You're going to die someday, and it's his doing, but anyway, Enoch is my name, and I'm proud of that. God, I went through 8 years of having to put up with that stuff, Catholic school. That's probably what fucked me up. When I got done with that, my parents wanted me to continue on, go to Sarah High School. Okay, you probably heard of Tom Brady. He went there. Barry Bonds went there. Lynn Swan, for people who can date themselves, went there. Catholic school for 4 more years, no dice. No auto shop, no wood shop, no girls. That is it. I just, there's no way I was going to go through and be totally Catholic. In fact, I dropped being Catholic probably around 6th or 7th grade. So, I don't know. I didn't think much about college, for one thing, because we always seem to have money. The family is wealthier than fuck, and there's a good reason for that. Because one of my early ancestors invented the invention. So you can imagine we're wealthy as shit from that, because patents and trademarks and all that, the money just keeps coming in. You'd think we were spending money like there's no end, because we do. Not only are we rich as fuck, but we're in debt to fuck. So there's certain things we have to do. There's I have a cousin who's always been fond of drinking. He spends all his money drinking. He's kind of annoyed at the fact that tequila is so popular. He wanted to bring back daiquiris. And so he told me one day, he goes, I have an idea. I'm going to corner the market in frozen banana daiquiris. And I'm going up to Alaska, and I'm going to grow my banana trees up there. I'm going to have my frozen bananas fresh off the tree. And I go to cousin Ezekiel and go, you're fucking crazy. You're going to grow fucking banana trees in Alaska? It's a fucking tropical tree. It won't grow there. You're going to fail. And he said, well, I'll just live off of the way we all do, off the income, off of our trademarks. I go, you're going to be lonely and alone and dying like Uncle Eddie. Uncle Eddie was one of my favorite relatives. I mean, I could tell Uncle Eddie wasn't long for the world. He'd sit there in his chair, and he'd be smoking his cigars and farting uncontrollably like a duck. And soon enough, Uncle Eddie kicked the bucket and he died. But before he died, he said, I believe in reincarnation. I'm going to come back, and I want to come back as something that everybody loves. And so, we had a nice funeral for Eddie. The whole family was there. Everyone was, arguing about their latest, greatest inventions and stupid things they were doing. It took me about a month or so to get my life back in order and get things back to what I used to do. So, I decided, okay, time to get back to the office. I go up to the city and I'm working. And I'm getting kind of hungry. So I head down to the street and I look around. I didn't want to spend too much time going into any of the diners. So I see there's a food truck out there. So I go over to the food truck. And wouldn't you know it, there's something odd about this food truck. And all of a sudden I could smell this cigar thing. And then there was this farting sound started, duck farts. And I look around and this truck starts shaking. And before I do it, it's Uncle Eddie. You're a taco truck. His dreams came true. He was there. But I don't know. This time of year is always bad for me because it's Christmas time. And none of my relatives want anything to do with me because of my Christmas song. And I'm going to end up my set. Let me sing to you Enoch's 12 Erotic Days of Christmas. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a blowjob. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 fingers up my ass and a blowjob. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 pecks on my cheek, 2 fingers up my ass, and a blowjob. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 hand jobs, 3 fingers up my ass, 2 pecks on my cheek, and a blowjob. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden showers, 4 hand jobs, 3 fingers up my ass, 2 pecks on my cheek, and a blowjob in a tree. Oh, there's more, but I'm in honesty, Dave. I'll save for the next time, the other 12. Thank you. You've been a great audience.